Hello, welcome to another episode of Sports Talk. I'm Mr. here with my brother Mustafa, and it is that time again. As Bruce Buffer says, it's time for the UFC, a big event. Can't wait for this event.
Yep, that's UFC 314 in Miami, Florida. What a card. What a card. Can't wait. So we're going to break down the fights and do our picks, I guess.
Yeah.
For the main card.
Yeah, for the main card.
Okay. Dominic Reyes versus, it's the first card of the night.
First fight of the card.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Versus on, see the pronunciation. Say his name. I don't know how to say his name.
Dominic Reyes versus Nikita Krylov.
Okay. I'm going anyone against Dominic Reyes at this point.
Hold on. Here's the thing. Dominic Reyes is coming off a win, actually, against Anthony Smith.
Yeah, that's Anthony Smith at the end of his career. I think at this point, anyone can beat Anthony Smith.
This guy also has, not the same, but he has a lot of fights just like Anthony Smith.
Off a win, and he's a 39-0, and he's had 12 wins by knockout, 16 wins by submission. Are you kidding me?
He's winning. I'm gonna take Krylov as well. I think he's gonna finish Dominic Reyes, and I don't know how Dominic Reyes got to win, but I think this might be Dominic Reyes' last fight in the UFC. That's what I'm thinking. And especially if he loses by devastating fashion, like a really bad knockout, I think he needs to retire. He's taken a lot of damage in his UFC career, and he needs to call it a career at that point. So I'm going to go with Nikita Krylov.
So the next fight, I'm really excited for this fight. Patricio Pitbull. Now, if you guys don't know him, two division, I believe, a Bellator champion.
Yeah.
The maybe greatest Bellator featherweight of all time.
Yeah.
Fighting Yair Rodriguez.
Also a stud.
Tough entry fight in the UFC. And I believe if he beats Yair, he's going to get a title shot. But Yair is tough, as I said. He's coming off a win against Brian Ortega.
Yeah.
And Patricio Pitbull, he's Bellator. We can't compare the competition now. We got to see actually how good of a fighter is he. He has a lot of fights under his belt, though. Well-rounded fighter, jiu-jitsu, black belt, great striker. But I'm taking Yair.
That's what I was going to say. You're going with Yair. You're saying all that, but you're going to go with Yair. You've lost your mind. Yair is a great fighter, great up-and-coming fighter for sure. And yes,
Yair's been fighting for years.
Man, up-and-coming in the sense that he still has to reach his prime, in my opinion. He hasn't reached his prime. I'm going to go with Patricio Pitbull. And I think the experience and the skill that he possesses is going to be too much for Yair. I struggled there. Hold on, what happened? Yair's got me. Whoa. All right. Just like Yair ducked those steroid tests by leaving, he can't duck this whooping he's about to get by Patricio Pitbull. So I'm going to go with Patricio for a win, and I think it's going to go to the decision. I don't think he's going to finish him, because Yair's a tough fighter to finish.
I got to break down the next fight, and then you can break down. I got to break down the next fight. More than the fight, I got to break down Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell versus the fight. They call the fighting nerds, right? There's three of them. Jean Silva. I'm not going to break down this fight. Jean Silva's winning knockout.
Yeah, let me just add that he's winning by knockout. Silva by knockout, second round, guaranteed.
Bryce Mitchell, the earth might just be flat after this one. That's what he's going to see. He's going to see a flat earth. But the earth is not flat, by the way, but according to Bryce Mitchell, it is. He doesn't deserve a breakdown. He's been talking wild lately.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. I guess he helps out, donates a lot. But his views are crazy.
Yeah.
His views are crazy. Let's get it straight. Elon Musk needs to send him to space. Elon Musk needs to send him to space to see that the earth is flat. Not flat.
Forget that the earth is flat or not, which is not. But forget that. He thinks that Silva has a demon in him. He feels like Silva is possessed. That's what Bryce Mitchell is feeling like.
He got possessed or something like that.
Or something like that. Something along those lines. Now, I don't know what's wrong with him. But unfortunately, as a fighter, he might have been developing some CTE. I don't know what it is. You know, I have no idea what's going on with him, but that's a crazy, crazy view that he's got going on. That the other guy has a demon in him.
Yeah, so Bryce Mitchell's way of victory is going to be takedown. He stands with Silva. It's going to be a knockout, quick night. And I think Silva's got to keep it on the feet, and he's going to be successful, and I believe he's going to do that. We'll leave Bryce Mitchell alone for this episode. Might have to get back to Bryce Mitchell if he gets knocked out. Or if he wins.
Or if he wins, yeah.
You want to break down the next fight, or I'll break it down?
Oh, let me break down this fight. Why is Michael Chandler, always in a big card? And always like the co-main event or main event or something? Why? He keeps losing and he keeps fighting big names and on big cards. At big moments. First, he should be like the second fight of the card that nobody wants to see. But unfortunately, he is fighting Paddy.
Who's gonna win?
He's fighting Paddy Pimblett. That's why he's the co-main event. Paddy Pimblett's got a huge fan following. He's got a lot of fans, especially in the UK. He's an exciting fighter himself. Chandler's an exciting fighter too. I don't want to take anything away from him, but stop giving the guy so many opportunities.
Break down the ways to victory, or do you want to do that?
I'll break down the ways to victory for this. Michael Chandler only has one way of victory. One way and one way only in any fight, and that is knockout. The only way Iron Mike is going to win, Iron Michael Chandler is going to win by that. I'm not talking about Mike Tyson here, is via knockout. That's it. That's all he's good for. He's going to take a whooping, he's going to come forward, and he's going to whoop him, or he's going to try to knock him out. But I think I'm going to go with Paddy Pimblett, and I think Paddy Pimblett is going to submit him. I don't know what round, but I think Paddy Pimblett is winning by submission.
I think the way Paddy Pimblett wins this fight is mixing it up. Striking, takedown. I believe Paddy Pimblett has better grappling. I agree. I was choosing Chandler earlier in the day.
You lost your mind.
But no, I'm switching it up. I'm going Paddy Pimblett by a rear naked choke.
Yeah, you know what? I think the same thing, and I think what's going to happen is he's going to be afraid of his takedown, or he's going to be thinking he doesn't have the power. He's going to rush in Chandler. Pimblett's going to, Paddy's going to clip him, and he's going to fall, and Paddy's going to jump on him and just finish him. And I think it's going to be by rear naked as well.
Yeah, but the thing with Chandler, he doesn't throw no combinations. That's why he doesn't.
That's what I said. He just comes in like a wild man swinging left and right hooks. That's all he does.
Chandler 2.0. He needs to switch Chandler 2.0.
They need to go to Chandler 3.0. Yeah. Something needs to change.
Chandler 2.0 is not working. The main event, the fight that everyone's looking forward to. Alexander Volkanovski, one of the greatest of all time, versus up-and-coming Diego Lopez. Unfortunately, let me just say the path to victory. So, Alexander Volkanovski, I think he needs to keep it on the feet, to be honest. I think he needs to keep it on the feet, work his movement, go side by side because he's not gonna have the range on him. Work his movement and then clip him and then win by knockout. In my opinion, that's the only way he can win.
Yeah, I'm gonna break down Diego Lopez's way of winning. Any way he wants, absolutely any way he wants. I'm going Diego Lopez, guaranteed for the win and guaranteed finish. He can submit him, he can knock him out. He can hurt him and then submit him, just like I was talking about what Paddy could do to Michael Chandler, which is what I think is going to happen to Volk. I think he's going to get submitted, but he's going to get dropped first and then submitted. But Diego Lopez got too much power, and he's way too strong and big, and easy win for Diego Lopez, in my opinion. Unfortunately, I'm a huge Alexander Volkanovski fan, but I think he's past his prime, and I don't think his chin's going to hold up.
Yeah, I believe Diego Lopez is going to win this fight too. Either by submission, I don't think it's going to decision to the judges. I think it's either submission or knockout. But his way to victory, I'll break it down a little more clear, is mixing it up. I think he's got to mix on takedowns, use his jiu-jitsu, and also do the striking and mix it up and keep Alexander Volkanovski guessing. I think that's his best way to victory, and I do believe he's going to win on. And I think Alexander Volkanovski is going to retire after this fight. What a legend, but I think he's got to call it quits if he loses this fight.
Yeah, for sure. I think he needs to call it quits if he loses this fight. Absolute legend, one of the greatest featherweights, if not the greatest featherweight of all time. I just look forward to seeing him in the octagon once again. Thank you for listening. This has been Sports Talk.